Well, Happy New Year, guys. Stuart here from Green Cheese. Well, it's now January and it's time to start some of our new breads. We are about to launch a brand new bread into one of the major multiples, one of the supermarkets. And today I'm going to show you how to make it. Not only am I going to show you how to make it, but for my money it's also probably the fastest bread you could possibly make. And hopefully I'm going to prove that to you today. So what are we making today? Today we're going to do Irish soda bread. So we've got three different types of flour. We've got brown flour, we've got wholemeal flour, we've got wheat flour, we've got a little bit of salt, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of margarine. Okay, so first things first, we're going to empty all of that onto the table, making sure that you get all the ingredients out. The margarine there on top. So today I'm only doing a small batch. I'm just going to make 4 or 5 loaves. Obviously at this stage would normally be done in our big mixer because we'd normally be running 1,000 at a time. So first things first, we need to crumb this together. So we need to incorporate all of the ingredients together and getting rid of all these big blobs of margarine. So we do that very similar to making a cake, because at the end of the day I suppose that's what soda bread is. So there's no yeast in it, so the raising agent is soda, as in bicarbonate of soda. So like going back to making a cake, you know, the crumbing up method. So we're just using our fingers and thumbs, we just grab hold of the big pieces and we just run our fingers through it. And all we're trying to do is break it down into smaller pieces. Once we've got rid of the slightly bigger pieces, because obviously we need to incorporate all of these ingredients together. So we then, from the outside, we start to rub together in between your hands, making sure you take a little bit of everything, you know, each time you rub. So this literally takes no more than a minute, minute and a half. Whereas you think if you're making normal bread that contains yeast or sour, you know, you're looking at basically a bare minimum to make it properly between, you know, minimum 3 hours, you know, from start to finish to it coming out of the oven. This one, we're going to mix it, mould it, shape it, put it straight in the oven. 35 minutes in the oven, you've got the soda bread. So instead of using water, or milk or egg for your liquid, this time we're going to use buttermilk, nice sour buttermilk, beautiful, beautiful flavour. Alright, so it's all pretty much mixed in that now. So we've not got any clumps of it anywhere, the baking powder's mixed in, the salt's mixed in. So what we're going to do now is, like going back to it's like going back to my training when I was at college. So we're just going to make a nice little well. So scrape her in, turn it round. And this really is one of the fastest mixes, because you're not looking for any sort of development at all. So all we're going to do, make a well in the centre, make sure it's nice and thick all the way around. We're going to put our buttermilk straight in the centre. Look at that, oh beautiful. Get it all in, we're looking for a nice soft consistency. Right, so we get all that in, and then again, using our hand as a claw, as a mixing arm, so we start going in this direction, and all the time we're going in this direction, we're just taking a little bit of the flour, and we're just going to mix it in until we know we're safe that we can pull it all together. So like I say, it's slightly different to mixing normal bread. And you can see it's starting to get thicker and thicker and thicker. Right, now I know that that is not going to go anywhere. So now, all I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the scraper, baker's best friend, and I'm going to pull it all in. See how soft it is there. By the time all this flour has been incorporated, which, like I said, will only take me, from here it will only take me 60 seconds. So just like mixing cement on the old building site, it's just enough to incorporate it together. Right, the scraper's done its job. So now, all we're going to do now is you can see it's quite a soft, quite a sticky, tacky. So we've got to get it all off our hands. Got our scraper, pull it all together, because we don't want to miss or lose any of this, because whatever you don't put in, remember, you're missing flavour, you're missing ingredients, there won't be as much salt, there won't be as much sugar. Right, so we've got it all sort of together there now. Have a look. Feels really soft, really sticking to my hands. But notice I'm not using flour at this point, because all I want to do is bring those ingredients together. That's it, job done. Like I said, we're just going to have a little bit of a clean up. Like I said, sticky, tacky. But if you want to make the bread correctly, these are the things you've got to do. Do not start adding flour. So right at this point now, all we've got is some nice brown flour. So we're just going to give it quite a good coating, and we're going to put quite a good coating on the bench as well. So we can pick it up. I'm not messing with it. I'm not mixing the flour in. It's on the surface, it's on the base. I'm not mixing it in. So I'm now going to take my scale, I'm going to zero it off. I'm looking for a weight of around about 460 grams. There or thereabouts. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 loaves, a tiny little bit of dough over. Let's just put it in and just mix it between the 5. So we're giving everybody a little bit of extra. Right, scales back out of the way, put them over here. Right, now, all I'm going to do now, I'm not moulding, like I would mould dough, like you've seen me do before. All I'm going to do now is shape it. Right, so roll, roll, roll. Turn it round so it's facing you. Roll, roll, tuck. Hands underneath and shape it. Notice I'm not doing this. I don't want to create any gluten structure, because the more structure I create inside here, the tougher the bread will be. Alright, so now I'm going to put it onto that tray, but just before I do, I'm going to give it a real liberal coating of brown flour on the top. Alright, so same again, roll, 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 turn, roll, tuck, hands underneath, a little bit of flour, straight on the tray. So you can see we've got this nice, smooth finish on the top, but look how loose it is underneath, not bothered. Bit of flour over the top. So we've got our 5 loaves of bread evenly spread out on the tray. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my scraper again. Don't forget, baker's best mate. And I'm going to cut through it. Probably 98% of the way through. I don't want to cut all the way down, but I want it to go to within a millimetre of the tray. So I'm just going to cut a nice little square. Then tuck it back in. From here, we go straight back into the rack. From there, we're literally going to bang it straight in the oven. Around about 235 degrees for about 28-30 minutes. So I'm going to go and chuck that in the oven now. Come back and see me in half an hour. Have a look and see what that looks like. Alright, speak to you soon, guys. Okay, so like I said, bang this in the oven on the tray, shove it halfway in, come back in about 28-30 minutes and you'll see what it looks like. No steam, 28-30 minutes, 235, bang. Okay, so here we are, exactly 30 minutes later. Alright. Hello. Oh. Look at that. Absolutely hot. Beautiful. Really nice. Yeah, we've still got that nice, you can see it's baked all the way through, but we've got that beautiful, you know, dark, nutty, chestnutty brown colour that we're looking for, so it's quite firm on the outside. You touch it in the centre, you still got that little bit of give, you know, turn it over, have a look underneath, you know, you see a lot of people doing this. No, that's perfect that. I am quite happy with that. Okay, so I think, you know, come February, our new customer that's going to be taking this is going to be extremely happy. Alright, until the next one, speak to you soon, guys, and all the very best.